Hello and welcome, everybody. It is your favorite sign of the stars here, Nova, at your service. I am accompanied, of course, by my friend. We have Sam, the Dungeon Brewer.
Evening.
We have Scalius.
Howdy.
We have
Here's a YouTube.
Zubu. Nay. Nice. And we have a Goblin Rose.
Yunk.
Okay. The Gabo Dwarf.
So, what happened last time?
When last we left our heroes, they were y'all dealt with some necromancers. Well, the necromancers were caught. Y'all were cleaning up after the ensuing incident. The goblin went off to these two goblin things. Y'all got your contracts. The Gabo fucked off and went to go do some. I went to go find. I think his name was.
Mm-hmm.
The tinker of her home village. The one who's apparently not allowed into explosive barrels. But still listen to them anyway. There were some conversations talking about, like, states of affairs within y'all's various y'all's various city-states and whatnot. Nation.
And we've actually started to come up with a plan.
Us?
Yes,
Plan? Who the thunk?
Where's that plan?
We have the start of a plan. Now, whether or not it actually survives is a different story. To give you the footnotes, there are basically 3 major cities that these necromancers are based out of. If I remember right? Okay. And in order for us to stop them, we need to establish some sort of a beachhead, foothold, whatever you want to call it. So we have decided on the city of Bismark, which is conveniently right next to a river.
Yes.
So, after a little bit of preparation, I assume we're going to be headed there.
That being said, there are other surrounding areas, each with their own unique thing. Fuck this.
Oh, and did we actually get the scouts sent out to Bismarck to start evacuating people or no? Because I know we discussed doing that, but I don't know if we actually did that. If we didn't actually do that, I think that should be our first step. But that's just me.
Do y'all remember the city states? Brain is full of a lot of things. So.
Oh. The other 2 cities, did we actually write those down? I don't think we did.
So I have a quick question. question. What exactly did I miss last session? Because if I remember correctly, I died.
You didn't die.
No, I meant literally. Like, I literally died.
Basically, we cleaned up after the necromancers started to formulate, okay, they're attacking these 3 cities. Bismark is one of them. And considering our options, we determined that Bismark was indeed the best option. I don't remember what the 2 other cities were. And unfortunately, it's not in any of my notes.
They were Dardania and Oda. Okay.
No. I cannot use those.
I mean, let's try to avoid copyright, or at least make it original.
If you gave them a name, nobody remembers it. What, it was just Solus being Solus?
Why was he a dragon?
No idea. Moving on.
He's a Solitaire dragon.
Thank you, May.
Moving on. Okay. I'll do this.
Random name generator.
Here we go.
Here we go.
There you go.
Alright, thank you.
It's not on press, goddamn you. Asshole.
So,
I don't know how to pronounce either of these. I'll leave it to Sam.
Varuden and Thalast. I assume that's how you pronounce it.
Verdun and Thalias.
I was close.
What's the pin? There it is.
Oh,
Yes, pin it.
okay.
There we go. So now it's there.
Good. Well, I know which city we're hitting after Bismarck. Being the fact that it's on a freaking mountainside. Anyway. So, at this point, the scene just kind of opens up. Everybody's at kind of the table with meals and or drink. So, seems we've come to a bit of a consensus. How soon do we want to deploy the scouts, and how soon do we want to leave for Bismarck? Because ideally we should at least give a day, maybe 2. It depends on how much of the populace will agree to being moved.
Or just listen in general.
Exactly.
You're no kidding.
Any...
Or just hard to say who will listen.
So, some other important things. You know the surrounding areas of least this city and whichever cities we go near, it'll take at least a day to get around each sector.
And that's not including a possible ambush on the road?
Yeah.
I'm just keeping in mind that most of the transportation routes are,
Covered in zombies.
yes, to put it mildly.
Rose, did you say that in character or out of character?
Out of character.
Okay.
There's a very easy distinction on what's in character and out of character for fucking work, please. There's a very easy distinction of what's in character and out of character for Eliza. It's whether or not I sound like a fucking pumpkin.
Well, keep in mind that you're also there, so you could have said it in character as well.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Wait, was
Everyone's here.
Yeah,
you said in character?
yeah.
Yes.
Everyone's here. We're sitting around the table. We've come to a consensus with
you're-
our food and drink.
By the by,
Then
there's also
Then Leslie will say, there's also the reason that every other world's probably going to be covered in zombies.
Two.
I mean, that's a good point, and it's also it's as much of an argument against checking them as it is for checking them.
If anything, I would at least like to get my hands on one corpse before burning it to see if there's any sort of sigil. Why? Because necromancers have a little thing about leaving a
Digital
calling
light.
card. Well, based on what we gathered, most of these have actually been risen by someone.
That doesn't mean that they can't have infectious bites, though.
I'm
Or
full.
that there can't be.
I'm fully aware that the fact that zombification can also be a contagion, yes. I'm just saying that we have a lead. I would like to investigate.
I mean, to be fair, the bodies are going to be very easy to take care of and still study. Just put a bullet in its head before you do anything.
Not quite. We would still have to burn the corpse. Just to make sure that it can't be raised again.
Or used as a flesh golem.
Or both.
That two.
Flesh golems are gross. Skeletons, you wouldn't know that. Remember, your character knows little and less about lands outside of his own.
Oh.
That's what I said. Oh wait, that was an ogre. Never mind.
Yep. That.
Yep. Flesh golem? Yeah, yes. Well, kind of.
I still don't want to deal with one. Not in our present present condition, anyway.
Oh, by the way, yeah, y'all have had a long rest.
I figured as much.
Since y'all have had a long rest, now is as good a time as any to remind you how rests function.
Oh, and I should also do the pain roll.
Oh yeah, you should, and Rose should do the exhaustion.
All right.
Motherfucker, I forgot what my hit points. Why are my hit points gone? Where'd my hit points go? What?
They went over that way.
I pressed
Over there, and over there, and over there, and over there, and
long
over
rest,
there.
and my hit points disappeared.
Oh. Oh, that's actually not that bad. So, for our audience, Beatrice actually has a chronic pain condition. So I have to roll a d10 every single day. The lower the roll, the better off she is. And I rolled a 2, so she's fine. Or at least
Little.
she's not hurting as bad as she could.
Yeah.
For audience's knowledge, Lizzie also has a similar mechanic, except it's not chronic pain, it's chronic fatigue.
Yep.
And yes, the two can be read together, though they are not mutually exclusive.
Right. This is only session 3, so we should be able to find the hit points.
I mean, it also depends on what.
If nothing else, we can just.
Hun, if you need me to send you the rules, let me know.
I've got the little set pulled up. I'm trying to find a D8.
Just use Roll20?
I don't wanna, because the electronic rolls are evil.
They are.
Why does everybody bitch about the electronic rolls?
When you get screwed over by them, then what do you think?
Sam, do I need to remind you of the nightmare of the Starfinder session when we found Rose's character and nobody could hit anybody?
That was not the worst part. That's actually not the worst session I had. It was the sci-fi sorceress who couldn't roll above a 10.
At least that one was centralized to one person. This one was everybody. This one was literally everyone. Nobody could hit anybody worth a shit.
I remember.
I had a fucking duel with the captain, and I literally, neither one of us could hit each other. And I used Black Hole to try and get them closer to me, and then I realized that was a mistake, because it just got them closer to their goal as well, because they were going to run away.
Anyway, back on target here.
I remember one game, the DM had about 30 enemies fighting us at the same time, and they rolled for each one individually, and they all missed.
Okay, so I slept, but it's like I slept enough to be functional, but also it was a bad sleep, so I take a stress point.
And for the audience and the rest of us, what exactly do stress points do?
Stress points is part of the D&D disability systems, where it's basically how do I describe this? It's basically a thing from 0 to 5 that is levels of how stressed your character is and how much that's affecting them.
Okay. So you are at stage 1.
I'm at stage 1. I don't start taking negatives to any checks until stage 3.
Okay.
And at stage 5 is basically a shutdown.
Fair enough, because you have gotten very little to no sleep. Makes sense.
Well, she not sleep, it's just a bad sleep.
It's like
A bad touch sleep.
It's like I gotta sleep, but it's one of it's one of those types of sleeps when you ain't had nothing but nightmares and you wake up and it's just like fuck this.
Yep.
You're
And especially with
you don't have any exhaustion point.
Okay.
You just also I'm doing the 1 D&D exhaustion because that is a lot better than the psychic exhaustion, because that's
admittedly that's one of the few things from 1D&D that I actually like.
oh yeah, it's just one of the,
Wait a minute, my hit points came back.
I gave you hit points.
Did you give me the correct ones?
I think so.
Who cares? These days he hit points.
Close enough, I think. Anyway,
But
Rose, it was me. It was me rolling for your hit points. If anything, you got more hit points out of it.
yeah.
Nah, fair.
But again, for the audience, when the chronic fatigue and the chronic pain come up, we'll try to explain as much as we can, considering most of these are dice rolls. And yeah.
And one more thing for the audience. My side to explain, and something that might be a reminder for each of you. The way that rests function in this game, to get the benefits of a long rest, you would need to be in a sanctuary. That is effectively a place where you can go to sleep in a bed.
So, as an example, Lehman's tiny hut wouldn't count?
Lehman's tiny hut would not count.
Okay.
Not even Magnificent Mansion would count. It would have to be in a city.
I question that because Lehman's Tiny Hut and Magnificent like Tiny Hut and Magnificent Mansion are for the exact purpose of creating a sanctuary on the move.
Yeah, and they're for the exact purpose of breaking situations. So
it's
they're for the exact purpose of making a very dangerous situation a very safe situation, which is why I've done this.
Yeah, that's their point.
Let's.
Yeah, I'm doing this to avoid the abuse of those spells.
Can any of us even cast those spells?
I could, but I do not have it in my spell book.
I mean, I probably could take it, but I don't have it.
Anyway, now that we've tabled that discussion, because that is important for people to know.
Oh, and for a secondary thing, Lizzie is also using D&D Disabilities autism mechanics, because this has just become my normal. Because I like these mechanics.
Fair enough.
Where did these mechanics come from?
Who made them?
The mechanics came from... Hold on, I can find this. Give me a second.
Yeah, somebody actually created them, and...
But I was curious.
You were curious, but now Rose isn't going to let it go until she finds it.
Sorry.
Point is, the mechanics we're using in question are homebrew.
Yeah, they're homebrew mechanics that you can find more of on Twitter at D&D Disability. Just to toss those out to the actual creator who made them.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Also, yeah, Lizzie, there is a particular mechanical creature that is here that you did not see before.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to look at it. I forgot the DM and PCs. She's going to look at it. Look at Luke. Look at it. Sigh. That one of yours?
Yeah. His name's Seba. He's a good boy. He passed the drone on the head, on the top of the drone's body. It chirps and whistles in content.
Luke is just trying. He's wanting to tap, really hardly tap, not hard tap on it. He's just more confused by it again. He has seen it before, yes, but he's still just like, where do you keep popping out of?
Oh, the Astral Hanger.
Oh, Astral Hanger?
It's a place to store stuff.
That I have to, yeah.
Everything both of you just said just went completely over Garuk's head. Like, he's just like, what?
So imagine a closet in the air.
I mean, a place to store stuff is just simple as it gets.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Imagine-
how you put a closet in the air, but you know, people can do auto change. Oh.
Yeah.
Even with you saying that, he still just has the look of confused as fuck.
Alright, big boy. Imagine a closet for wizards.
That is also not correct.
Closet.
It may not be entirely correct, but it's something he can understand.
A closet
Oh,
for wizards.
do you not know what a wizard is?
He's trying to wrap his head around it as best as he can, but he's not really.
So
It's a
So
magic
imagine
cloud in the
what-
sky.
So
That is
imagine
as
you
simple
try-
as it can get.
Imagine you try to open a door that isn't there, but it is there.
Again, just looks confused as all hell.
It's all right. We'll explain it.
We'll explain it as we go.
Like that, you make it even more confusion.
We'll explain things as we go.
Is he not there? Oh, it's not there. There is no in between.
It's a door, but up.
Regardless, we should focus on the task at hand, i.e., supplies. And considering how many days is it going to take for us to travel?
Let's switch you over to the map. The area.
Because...
So you are currently here.
Hang on.
I'm gonna rush.
Let me zoom out.
List.
Let me zoom out for the people who might be watching my end. So... You know what?
It's right here.
Boom the pit.
True. And we are headed to here.
We're heading to Bismarck.
Yep.
Which is going to take one. Yes, Bismarck is exactly 20 feet from Increlus. Take that one. So this is 1 day of travel.
Okay.
2 days of travel.
Okay.
And then either this way or this way. But you also are going to want... Luke did also suggest to look at the area or travel around the areas around Bismarck before you actually go in.
Just to make sure that it's clear, and or if we need to clear a path, we can clear it, yeah.
Yeah, and to make sure, you know, like, because sometimes there might be a little bit of a hiding somewhere.
Mm-hmm. So that's gonna be, what, week, roughly?
May, can you please...
Rose,
So,
stop.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'll take you most of a 10-day to get there.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna need to see if Mad Jane can do... Well, how big of a batch that she can do. Because I don't want to have to ration on meds. And yes, Garuk did have a very potent concoction. However, I don't feel comfortable using that long term. Considering...
It's a bit of a bit to get.
Yeah.
Oh, not to mention, you might also wish to go around the little loops of these areas as well.
Let's
Up to you, though.
start around Bismarck and go from there. Oh. Well,
We'll be there
By the way.
maybe.
How much, much would it be to stop and get rations and a top up on maintenance gear for Lizzie's gun and automail?
Well, it's not just for you. It's kind of supplies for all of us in general.
Mhm.
That was what Lizzie was looking for. It's just her automail is something that she also has to keep in mind. When 3 of your limbs are made of metal, gotta take care of them.
Right?
Oh, look at that, you're in. You did the thing again. Oh, man. I'm surprised that you didn't come again.
Everything okay?
Can anybody understand what he is saying?
But at that time,
Now
It
does
sounds like he's yelling at the gods.
He's trying to dig for something. I don't know what he's trying to dig for.
He's searching for gold.
Mhm.
But maybe we can team up with a caravan that's headed out for Bismarck. If we're actually that lucky.
We gonna smash more of them Roddies?
That's
Essentially.
That's what they hired us for.
that's the intention. However, we have to get there first. Which means we might be with a caravan, which is a group of people, typically merchants, which is people who sell things, or, well, trade things.
All right, Big Brother. Do you know what money is? As much as it's the greatest evil on this planet, do you know what it is?
He's from the Forgotten Wilds. I'm not entirely sure.
He just puts his coin pouch down like, you talking about this? Doesn't say anything, he just has the look on his face.
Yes!
At least he knows something.
First of all, don't be rude. Don't be rude.
He just flicks the one of the airs.
That gets a quick draw.
Hey, both of you.
Calm down, you.
That's very insulting in goblin culture, by the way.
Yeah, well, Rude gets what Rude does.
Miss Sims, please don't assume his intelligence. I'm sure he is quite wise. And you, Garuk, we lost.
Cal had to go.
Yeah, we lost Cal, which honestly that's fine. And you, Garuk, please don't touch people unless they specifically need or ask to be.
Don't take the knife heels. Stay that harsh.
Can you not call us knife ears?
What? I have them too.
Do I look like an elf?
You're a goblin, so you're just a green elf. A green elf midget.
Oh,
Pretty
wait,
much.
so they do? He's not doing this to be insulting, but he's like, wait, they actually do come in small, is what he's... That's what he's saying, but he's being genuine. He's not trying to be an asshole.
Yeah, it. Yes
But at
and
every
no.
statement, he was like, "Wait, what?"
Lizzie is just going to pinch the bridge of her nose and like turn away from the conversation and start doing some basic maintenance on her arm. So you all see her raise her arm to like even with her shoulder, spin it a bit, and then click something, and then she just pulls her arm off and starts tinkering it with it.
I.
Huh?
Garuk, don't touch that. It is not yours, and I don't think she wants you messing with it to begin with.
He panicked the moment he took her arm off.
Oh,
It's just technology, buddy.
it's fine. It's fine. She's fine.
Yeah, she probably lost it long ago.
Or at least the actual.
Can y'all fucking hear me?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah?
Okay.
Were you saying something? I don't think we were knowing you.
Okay. I mean, a little bit ago I said I'll be right back. Give me a moment, and then y'all kept talking.
We were just working amongst ourselves.
Okay.
So that's what the aggressive muttering was.
Yep.
We couldn't hear you. Oh, you just sounded like it was like you were talking to somebody far away from your mic. It was silent.
Unfortunately, it's a little warm in my room right now, so.
Fair enough.
70 degrees
So,
in March.
after trying to diffuse things between Miss Sims and Garuk to prevent a international incident, this might.
Oh, that's what I wanted you guys to do. I want each of y'all's is. Roll me a perception.
All right.
General perception for being in the city-state.
I am very good at that.
Woo!
Hey!
As a natural 20.
Both of you? Okay.
Plus 13, so 33.
22.
I'm the only one that knows it over 20. I feel the same.
It's alright.
You're good, my dude. You're good.
I could roll a 2 and still be above a 10.
Yeah. Expertise be something. So this is the role that y'all will be making every time you enter a new hex. To see what you can see beyond the hex. You'll get general vibes as to what each hex is. Remember, this is a hex crawl. So effectively, this allows you to see the general scopes of what each hex is. Remember, every time you capture a hex, which is effectively doing the encounter for that hex, every time you capture a hex, moving through there no longer costs you any sort of rations. As you have mastered the hex, you know the general area. You know how to forage there without spending any extra bullshit. Without having to make checks.
Okay, so are we already leaving the city? Because we still need to get supplies.
No, this is something that I meant to have you guys roll immediately when you got here, but shit just people just started immediately doing shit. So it's like I'm going to wait until I have my chance.
Okay. Sorry.
soon as I...
So what do elf and non-elf eyes see?
I might need to do... Oh boy. I'm gonna get to draw with a mouse.
Well, this could
Oh boy.
go well. I hope.
So, to the direct north of you, there are plateaus. To the direct south of you, there's a bit of a marshy land. To southeast of you, yes, southeast, there's a kind of open, like almost a half plains, half forest area.
Excuse me.
How do I draw that?
Tree? Half tree? A leaf? Uh.
Oh, good. I can't just Control Z to delete something. Hate that. Okay. To the northeast is what appears to be... Actually, I might... No, that's not what I said when I said Control All, you idiot. There. You're stupid. You can't... What the fuck? I'm trying to change the size of you, you fucker.
For text box?
Wait.
Have you tried Control
Yeah.
G? Or at least Control G to actually get a hold of it?
I mean, I can grab the thing, but I... Whatever. It's gonna have to be right there. Let's do it. Okay. We'll just do this. And I'll use text here for each of this. To your northwest, you see, oddly, rather a lot of snow. Which is a bit strange, considering it's not snowy seemingly anywhere else.
And just so we're clear, it isn't winter at all. We're
No,
where we are, correct?
correct. It is spring.
That makes a little bit more sense, but still a little weird.
And to the southwest, there is a chasm. Not something that you guys necessarily saw so much as heard of. So, so the chasm is kind of like the big, I guess the big thing about that zone, about that sector. It's the big, what is it type thing, because it's new. Within the swamp, I mean, the swamps are swamps. And anyone who's played Magic the Gathering knows how bad swamps can be.
Hey.
Well, have you ever played a Souls game?
Souls, yes.
Okay. The swamp is you're told that there are quite possibly druidic necromancers there, but these are but rumors. Within the Plains Forest area, there are rumors that there are infighting amongst the locals there. And the Burnt Forest is from a rather recent skirmish with necromancers that led a different adventuring party, which liked to use a lot of fire magic, which there might be remnants of a forest fire there.
Alright.
Fire is my chain.
Well, I will admit, well, the Burnt Forest doesn't seem ideal for gathering resources. We might be able to get some more information off of the other adventurers without getting into conflict.
Well, that's different if they ain't the type to shoot first and ask questions later.
Oh, like you?
Touche.
It's literally just like
She pauses for a second, and it's like she raises the screwdriver she's using to fix to do maintenance on her own, and just like pauses for a second, and slowly lowers it, goes back to tinkering on her own. It's like, touche, you fucking got me there.
you just see Group his index finger together won't be the equivalent of his middle finger and index finger together. Then he does the ring. You see him basically put one finger over the other until he has three of them together, and he just goes,
I'm not.
Promise I will not harm them unless absolutely necessary.
Noted.
No, he got the joke. That's what it was. He got the joke.
Okay.
It wasn't necessarily a joke, just an observation.
May enjoy that.
Oh no. So
Enjoy that one. That's funny.
we at least
Yeah.
have. Again, we have a lead, but we still should get supplies before even considering this idea.
And I asked about that 20 minutes and got nothing.
Yeah, because you were asking while I was getting called away. While I was saying one moment, one moment, one moment.
I will pout.
Don't. Anyway. Well, I need to swing
So,
by
what was your question?
Mad Jane's for sure.
Yeah. So let's move the rhythm back.
Lizzie will put her arm back in its socket and spin it and say, alright, so who wants to go shopping with me?
There.
I
I can see what they got for tech here. Seems to be a bit clockwork.
Mad Jane's is more of a general store, and Beatrice will immediately start pulling out a separate notebook and what basically equates to a ballpoint pen, and just starts jotting down things. Is there anything you guys want me to keep an eye on, like spell scrolls?
I just need monster parts and we'll be fine.
If you find any magic metals, that'd be interesting.
I can certainly try, but I am going to a general store.
Yeah. Or any sort of magic materials. See if I can anything that I might be able to incorporate into my mech or into Siba.
If in that general store is like the general stores back home, if you could pick me up a box 762, that'd be great.
Sorry?
She'll pull something off of she'll pull a round off of the bandolier and say, I need more of these.
Ah, I see. Keep in mind, Kusanali does have firearms, but they're more of conduits for spells than actual firearms.
Spark throwers.
Yeah,
She'll
basically.
She'll pull the round back off of the bandolier and toss it to her.
Actually,
Yeah.
there might be.
Can I do a dexterity check it at disadvantage, considering it's so small?
Sure.
Alright.
He's like a demon again.
The main
So-
assassin too is about 5 inches.
No, it is not. The
It's
762 is like 3 inches long.
it's small enough that she's not able to catch it very well. Yeah. Oh dear.
Okay. Well,
Ah, shit.
Okay, that's-
with the round
that's
lamp.
interesting.
Hmm?
Siba manages to catch it.
Tiba?
Round?
The-
The drone. The drone goes down and the bullet lands perfectly. So like the flat end of it lands on his head.
Thank you, Siva. Proceeds to take it.
Happy trips and whistles.
I'll be
And
damned. You managed to teach a robot how to fetch.
Very
That's
gently,
a drone.
very gently pet the little thing.
It makes more happy trips and whistles.
I am going to make a note that the piece of ammunition is now in the trench coat of Holvik.
Actually, do you mind if I take a look at one of those two? I want to compare. He takes the gun saber off his back and sort of removes one of the bullets.
She'll pull another one off of off of her bandolier and say, as long as you're willing to trade.
Sure.
She'll toss it to him as well.
You will get a a different kind of bullet. I'm not a bullet expert, so I wouldn't know what kind of. I, as a person, don't know the special.
You can't even talk about like a very generic type, like a 50 cal or something.
A question: how do your gun blades work? Do they work like in FF14, or do they work like in Final Fantasy VIII?
The gun saber has one aspect where it is a longsword, and one aspect where it is a revolver.
That
Yes,
doesn't really narrow it down. Which version of Final Fantasy, 8 or 14?
The swings do not explode. The swings do not explode.
So it doesn't use the vibrations of the round going off like in Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, it functions more like the Garlean's gunblades in FF14. Because those ones also don't do the swing explode. The regular gunblades, the non-Garlean gunblades in FF14 are the ones that do the explodey swings. The Garlean's gunblades are the ones that you aim down the sights and fire it off.
The done part of your sword, does it look like a revolver or?
Yes.
So like, maybe a Smith & Wesson or something like that?
Yes,
My thought was Colt, but that works too.
It's a fucking bone collector. Yeah, there you go.
Excuse me.
Anyway, again, I'll see what I can do. I don't think I can promise anything.
Just as long as it matches that round, I'll be fine.
I cannot guarantee, but I will certainly try.
Right. So we have ourselves. Well, we have two places that people are going. And anyone else want to join one of the two sets?
Ruta stands more near Beatrice.
Okay.
As Garuk is
Whom isn't an answer.
fair. As Garuk is traveling with Beatrice, she will try to keep him on her left side. So that way, if they were to be attacked, then her weakness is kind of covered by him.
Covered. Alright.
Human shield.
I'll move anyway.
Oh, when you don't have use of your left hand very well.
Does Hibara wish to go with either one of the groups?
No.
Okay.
Everybody just sits down and goes the fuck to sleep.
Hibara sits at the table smoking weed, probably.
No, she doesn't do church.
Okay.
I mean,
Meditates. She meditates.
So,
I don't know.
Tomorrow's game.
I mean, who's to say that you can't meditate and smoke weed at the same time? For some people, they're one and the same.
I was going to say I shouldn't say most shrine traditions, but there are a couple traditions that do actually involve some sort of drug.
Not everyone can be the great Snage, the dog of Snoop.
Anyway, back on target.
Alright, okay, so we're gonna do an initiative check here.
One representative per party?
Yes.
Skellis, would you like to do the roll, or would you like me to do the roll?
I'll do the roll.
Alright.
Where the fuck is this one a function over here?
Thank you, Sam.
No problem.
again, it doesn't matter whether or not Luke or Lizzie roll, because they're same fucking initiative modifier anyway.
So, a 19 versus...
16 total or 16 with, on the die?
Oh. That's dirty 20.
Soft 20.
Alright, so our techies are going first.
That's fair. So, what is it exactly that functions the automail there?
She'll look up at him and can I insight that?
Yeah, go for it, man. Or go for it.
24.
Alright, and what is it that you're trying to insight? Like, what are you trying to get out of it?
Like, is he being genuine, or is this like a, like, we could do this better, why do you have that type way?
Oh, no. It's definitely it's definitely, like, a genuine curiosity. It's not like, because he knows, like, some of how other countries function with like some of how other countries like level tech is. He knows full well that like the magic tech that that Octavia uses is one of the highest grade, but he's not going to discount other kinds of tech. So he's genuinely curious to see how the tech function. And this can be contrasted to the fact that. And you can also pick this up because you recall from what he said before when they said, I think they use like clockwork here, like for the city. That's really fascinating. It's more or less he's trying to gather information because he's just an eternal scholar. Or at least loves to learn about tech.
Well, it's a mechanical prosthesis that is interconnected directly into my nervous system. So,
like your nerves are independent, or your nerves are directly connected to it?
Yes, it's expensive and not exactly a pleasant thing going in. But she'll lift her arm up and show the like intricacies of the movement. Move each finger independently. Show that it's 99% the same as a regular arm. It's replaced most of the functionality of my original arm, just with additional maintenance and well, I gotta eat just a little bit more to maintain them. Make sure my blood stays regular. Because, well, it's being used as fuel.
What is fuel? Huh.
Kinda, sorta, it's not exactly, but might as well be.
I'm sure cybernetics back at home, but they're mostly. I mean, there is a connection, a hardware connection that is there, but it's also due to the Magitech. It's usually connected via the soul. So the nerves of those that lose limbs in Octavia usually kind of, the nerve endings for where they would connect at usually die off, and it's usually just controlled via sort of a psychic link. There's actually this kind of cool doctor. You wouldn't expect it, right? He's Mind Flayer, and he's this really chill dude.
Oh boy.
You're letting a Mind Flayer doctor on you.
Psychic links, a variety of things, but there is one of the big things is using psychic energies to.
I reiterate, you're letting some of those brain-eating monsters doctor on you.
Actually, he doesn't eat brains. Well, at least not like people brains or even animal brains. It's more. There's a bit of a weird clouding thing going on. It's artificial brains that aren't necessarily real. Trust me, he doesn't want to. He's also working on a way of getting illithids to reproduce via means that don't kill other people.
Pardon me if I ain't exactly inspired by his goodwill.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. I've heard how illithids function outside of Octavia. We seem to have the irregular bunch.
Have they gotten to have they gotten to the stores yet?
Yeah. There are a variety of You're looking for. Sorry, what specifically were you looking for again?
Rations and gear maintenance mostly.
Okay. Yeah,
but
a Bismark that's.
I think what Lizzie is going to consider proper rations and what Beatrice is going to consider proper rations are going to be two very different things.
Well, not quite. She's used to being on the road.
You're looking for glazed worms?
No, she's looking for salt beef, cornbread, that type of shit.
What do you think Beatrice was looking for? It's food you can have on the road.
Straight tacos.
Tacos.
No. Cusinelli knows what a taco is, but yeah, no.
Okay, what about tacos in a bag?
The player does, but
I hate that a lot.
You hate that?
I hate that as a concept.
They're not terrible, just not great. Well, yes, trail rations vary. Basically, pita pocket versus cornbread. Anyway. Yeah, there's...
Hey, no, not hardtack. Hardtack's good.
Not really. There's...
Archon loaf?
The point is, there are some commonalities between the nations that make sense.
Like, it's like she's specifically getting, like, instead of like dried, ready to use rations, she's specifically getting cooking materials that will last.
Flour, rice, beans.
flour, beans,
You find a can of
salt
chili.
beef.
There is a can of chili that somebody's selling. Actually, several.
I didn't know you could tin chili. What's in this?
Oh, there's a variety of you just kind of list through your kind of bog standard like chili stuff, like beef and fucking my brain, please.
Beef, beans, peppers.
Beans are technically optional, but okay.
I like.
Some of them have beans, some of them don't.
She will buy enough of both variants of beans and beanless chili for at least a day or two for everybody in the party, alongside like the rest of the cooking rations.
Let's see here then. If we're gonna say, yeah. How much? We'll just base it off how rations are. How much do rations cost in Vanity? Don't say I did.
I think one for a day is like a silver piece, I think.
Oh boy, thank you for telling me the price, game. Or Roll 20, you're an asshole. You are an asshole.
And on D&D Beyond, 1 day rations is 5 silver pieces.
Half a good piece, jeez.
So you're looking for like 8 days?
She's getting 8 days worth for the party. Yeah, specifically cooking supplies, not like.
Yeah, you still have your. So. So it's gonna be. Jesus Christ, 20 gold? Yeah, that sounds about right though. I mean, it's 8 days of rations for 5 people, right? So it's 20 gold there.
Yeah. Minus 20.
Now on to the fun stuff.
Automail.
They got a puzzle box here. Okay. Luke finds a puzzle box and like instantly solves it. These things tend to happen when you have a 20 intelligence.
Puzzle? What's a puzzle? Everything's so easy to him.
Yeah. And a bit like this and like that, and they're apart. And it's open. The person telling it just like up. Luke is hold off his sides because he's gonna now the person's pride has been challenged.
He's getting a talking down to by the local toy store manager. Can I try and look for automail maintenance supplies?
So the way that this is, well, I guess Gearpunk does function here. So yeah. there's probably a store that's designed specifically for that.
She'll blink when she
5
finds
years.
an entire mechanical prosthetics store.
Oh. Welcome in. What can I do for you?
Looking for maintenance supplies. Don't mind the bird.
That is, as you mentioned that, it's just the drone flying about.
No, not the drone. I'm talking about her familiar.
Oh yeah, you have a familiar, don't you? You
Yeah.
have a token for it, though.
I don't have a token for it, and I do, but how to token?
The reason I thought drone was because Garuk thinks that or at least thought that the drone was a metal bird.
When he first saw it, he did.
How do token?
You pull out from.
I think she means to create the token, which we can do another time.
No, I have the token here. I have Mutan's character sheet. It's just clicking and dragging and doing shit out there.
Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. What was it again that you're looking for?
Just maintenance gear.
Oh, okay. We have a box of You're just looking for like some tool. You're running out of like oil and stuff.
It's like I got the tools on me. I'm fairly good with tinkering tools. I just need a supply of common and broken parts, just in case I'm going out in the field.
Okay.
Oils and the like would also be wouldn't be underappreciated.
All right, I can work with that. I can figure out something for you.
I'm needing parts for arm and a leg. You got a chair?
Yeah.
She'll pull the chair over and she'll pull the chair over and she'll start popping limbs off just to make sure that they can get matching models.
All right.
She pulls her right arm off at the shoulder, her right leg off above the knee, and her left leg below the knee.
All right. This won't be too terribly hard. Okay. Nothing specialized, so I'll say it's about 5 gold.
You know what? Go ahead and double the amount of spare parts, and she'll hand them 10 gold.
All right. Sounds like a plan. After a while, Luke comes in. Man, that guy really, really wanted to test me. Wait, some of these double is that a gun arm? Gun attached to an arm. Interesting. Not that I can't say that not that can't function.
It's like he'll see Lizzie's like reconnecting the last limb, and she'll say, I mean, sometimes there's a benefit to that. Hidden knife, hidden gun, always having a weapon on you.
Yeah. I'm gonna flip back over at this moment. Two of the people going to the general store.
In this case, Mad Jane.
Mad Jane.
Oh boy. So as we come in, how cluttered.
You're not gonna roleplay walking over to it?
I mean, we could. I'm not sure what to explain to Garuk on the way there, though.
The two of you having a conversation.
Again, Kruger's just like a kid in a candy store. He doesn't know what to look at, so he's just looking all over the place. There will be times where you have to actually grab him and be like, close to me. This is what'll happen, because he'll start to wander off.
At this point, she'll just kind of link her left arm with his. So that way, if he starts to go in a different direction, she can kind of try to pull him back.
Garuk. Shiny teal liquid in a strange container.
I have to make a streak test for this because he's going right for it.
Oh no!
Never seen a liquid like this before. It might be a monster part. Must see.
Fair. Is this like actually in the shop? Is this just in the shop window? Like what?
This is in the shop. This is in the shop. This is in the shop.
Okay. So Garuk first.
Interesting.
What's your strength check, Garuk?
Yeah.
Strength.
Strength.
Roll a strength check, please. As you, what's it?
18.
18, okay.
That's gonna be rough to beat. Eh?
You do not beat it.
Close though.
However, roll a perception check, Beatrice.
Active perception, I assume.
Yeah, your intention is trying to get to not pull and China shop this.
Yep.
He wouldn't do that.
That is still enough to know to see the sobbing. These are sodas.
Oh.
These are carbonated beverages.
Garuk, would you like me to get you one?
Is it not a monster part?
No, actually.
Well, what is it then?
It's a beverage. And a little sweeter and a lot fizzier. I assume this is what, 1 gold?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's. She'll get him one and show him how to uncork it or open the bottle.
It's a cork. It's a cork. Because they realize not everyone's gonna have a bottle opener.
Yeah. So she'll just kind of uncork it. Try it.
Since you said it was like a meat, he immediately starts to try and chug it, but the problem is
Yeah.
once that carbonation hits his throat, he immediately spits it back up and is just choking badly.
Oh boy.
Maybe.
Actually, no. Only a con check,
You don't need to get tied into the roleplay like that.
Yeah.
Con-
So roll me a con save.
Oh boy. 18.
Okay, yeah. So you're not choking or anything.
But you're definitely not used to it.
you spit it. Like,
None whatsoever.
You get a good sip and you spit it out. What the hell? However,
Yeah, no, he throws that out of his hand like, ow, no.
Beatrice will quickly
was
use
not
mage
like
hand to catch it, so that way there's not
yeah.
glass in the street.
Yeah, there's not glass in the store, so it's not, you know.
Well, I
That's
suppose it's a bit of a
However, there is a.
acquired taste.
However, what you notice aside from the fizzy, still, is something interesting. Something
Oh, man.
familiar.
Oh boy.
Wait, is something familiar?
Something familiar. With the taste. Oh, that flavor was gumlau fruit. The gumlau fruit from your home. Those special teal berries that you love so much growing up. You would always, if you ever saw a patch, you would always nab the fruit.
Yes, he would.
Off it.
You just see him. He's doing the equivalent of smacking his lips while he is pressing the tongue against the roof of his mouth. So it just looks more like a snake sticking its tongue out. Huh? Gumlau?
Is that what it tastes like?
Would you be familiar with this food?
Yes, he would. Oh, no, but you're sorry.
No, I know you would, Sal.
Yeah, she would know of it, but she hasn't actually had it.
Yeah, you've probably heard of it because of the. Some people have managed to sneak their way through into that territory.
And also, it's a case of Kusanali kind of borders the Forgotten Wastes a little bit, so little crossover there.
Is there a way I could get that again, but without the burning pain?
She'll just kind of look for a shopkeeper of sorts. There might be a juice. I'm not entirely sure.
You do manage to find a gumlau juice.
Uh-huh.
It's not that hard to find. They're kind of. The juice and the soda are next to each other.
Yeah, and again, it's probably just a gold.
Yeah.
This might suit your tastes a little bit better. And she'll uncork the juice again. I assume it's kind of same packaging.
Yeah.
It's like you just handed a kid his first gift on his birthday. The moment you hand him that juice. Because he just starts chugging the whole thing.
Easy! Please don't try to joke in the store.
Now roll a con save again, please.
Oh no.
16.
No, you're good. It actually,
Unsafe the juice.
It's
and
more...
he's chugging it.
Yeah,
He's chugging it at reckless abandon and is not drinking it safely.
Yeah, and it's also a case of he could be drinking it so fast that he ends up throwing it up.
Yeah, or it going down the wrong hole.
Yep.
Also, yeah, those were by the way, those were vending machines.
Oh. I'm sure I can get you another one once we're done with our shopping.
I'm just looking for the good stuff, huh?
Well, yes.
Well, you've come to the right place. What can I get for you?
I will
I would
be.
like to point out that Devil Joanna is with them if they are not inside a building.
You are inside of a building.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're inside a grocery store, dude.
Yeah, well, we're
Yeah, she's
we're
outside.
inside a
Okay,
building. She's
Well, I
outside.
heard vending machine there. I've seen vending machines outside, so I didn't know.
No, it's sometimes vending machines are inside, my dude.
It depends. Anyway, I'm going to be completely blunt in saying this, but my associates and I will be taking a roughly 10-day trip, and we will be needing rations. We will be needing, well, I wouldn't say extra clothing, but at least camping supplies. And, you wouldn't happen to be an alchemist, would you?
Mad Jane's the best alchemist in this town.
Well, and she'll kind of reaching into her coat, and Guru kind of sees this, but she produces an old note card. I would like.
One of them Kusanala types.
Yes, and it's honestly the best way to be direct. I would like to commission you some variation of this medicine, enough for the trek at the very least.
Well, let's take a look at their ingredients.
And
Why
just
are you using? Why are you using crash flour for this? I mean, it'll do in a pinch, but
admittedly, it's crash flour. In this context, would it be anti-inflammatory? Would it be like what's its role in this little concoction?
so crash flour in this concoction is something to help keep any sort of like pain from spreading. So localize.
Okay. It's one of the best anesthetics that I had access to. Or at least as far as I understand.
There's this look on her face. Go ahead and roll it inside.
Yeah. Oh.
Fancy shit, Captain.
Yeah, she's...
Can I roll an insight for it?
I mean, sure, since he's there. He might be able to get something that she's not.
Maybe.
We both are idiots because, even with the, modifier to the insight, that's a 4 and I rolled a 5, so neither of us are catching shit, Captain.
I'm not an idiot. I'm just not paying attention at the moment.
Wait, hang on. Your modifier. But your modifier is a 4, right?
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
9. You notice. Okay. You both notice that there. I mean, it's the one easy part about this is that there's a bit of. I don't want to say contempt isn't the right word. It's the.
It's not contempt. Is it condescension?
A little bit.
Fair. If you have alternatives, I'd be open to trying some. Just nothing religious, please.
Aversion to religious or spiritual type. I can. That. All I got is pure medicinal anyway. Let me fire something up in the back for you. Something I think you'll like real well.
As long as it works, I'll take what I can get.
Karuk's just like, seems legit!
You,
As he gives 2 thumbs up.
with your passive perception, you hear her mutter something. You hear her mutter something like, fucking crash flower? Really? That's what Beatrice hears.
Yeah, and she just kind of... She doesn't look down, but she's kind of looking away as to kind of do the, okay, I heard that, but I'm not going to engage with it. Because she doesn't... I don't think she fully understands the circumstance of that's what they had.
Also, I have Karuk has a passive perception of 17.
He might have heard it.
You might have heard of it. You might have heard, but
He would not know it by that name, though. Crash flower.
I'm pretty sure I have one of my basic botany books on me. Hang on. Proceeds to go into one of the other pockets to look for the book.
Because Karuk is literally, like, picturing that he's holding an imaginary flower and pressing it into his hand.
Oh.
crash flower is, imagine like cooking flour, right? But very earth infused. Effectively, or specifically, dirt infused.
Oh, so it's like a brown, gray powder type.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's designed. Crash flower is designed to localize pain. It's designed to the things that are hurting you. It kind of absorbs them in that area.
Mhm.
Right. She returns, and in her hand is a jar, and within that jar, you notice, only an int.
Just straight intelligence?
Just a basic int. Yep. Actually, no, a medicine check. Sorry.
Medicine's arguably better, so hang on. Yeah!
So, you notice it, realize what's in there. It's something that's fairly new coming to to Kirsten Ollie.
Mm-hmm.
But
Does it have any adverse side effects?
These are pills.
Capsules? And yeah, that's directed to Jane.
They're not quite capsules. They're well, they're similar. They have a similar effect. Just these are basically, she explains like Advil style pills, right? Like
Is it liquid?
It's like condensed medicine. It's medicine condensed into a singular like uniform piece.
Is it a tablet? Is it a liquid gel? Like,
Tablet, that's the word.
Okay.
You've seen a few of these. It's still fairly rare in Kusin.
It's rare, and it's typically for people who have been institutionalized. So it's... I see. I will have to keep this in mind.
One of the finest painkillers out there. We call it a... I'm trying to think of a name. Oh, shit.
Dreas.
No.
I'm not sure what kind of medication name you're going for.
I was trying to go for alliteration. Jane something.
Fair enough. Well, you're coming up with the name. Here's another question: is it a one tablet per day? Is it two? Like what's the dosage?
Jane's pain removal. I would suggest one per day, and after that, if you need it, as needed.
Good to know. Oh, before I forget,
No.
and how much is this?
For this, it's going to be roughly...
Well, this also the rations and camping supplies.
Roughly 54 gold.
And one more thing, and she'll kind of rifle around
One more thing.
in her jacket and pull out the piece of ammo and just set it on the counter. Do you have this in stock? You would certainly know more about it than I would.
I mean, I don't typically sell weapon ammunition here.
Do you know someone who does?
Yeah, down by the, you're gonna want to go ask Dan. He's a weapon supplier.
Fair enough. Would that weapon supply also include, like, scrolls and things, or would I have to browse here?
Oh, if you're looking for scrolls and spells, well...
I'm sorry, I'm taking so much of the shopping session. I need to do things.
That's fine. Looking for scrolls and spells. Well, again, I'm more the alchemical type, but, my brother, he's more of the spell slinger.
Is he here? Or is he another storefront?
And, the lady is pushed aside. If you're looking for spells, I generally can, offer you much supply. As long as you're willing to pay price.
Well, let's see what
I am, of course, willing to barter, and... Alright.
Let's see what you have first.
Okay.
Keeping these in scroll form for now. Spells will be Misty Step, Fly, and is there one more that I would want?
Yes, fly is also a yes.
She's not the type to use. Well, she's not the type to actually use Fireball unless she absolutely has to. Aha! Glyph of Warding.
What does Glyph of Warding do?
It is basically you inscribe a glyph onto something. If that glyph gets damaged, it causes a reaction that deals a fair bit of damage.
Okay.
Let me find it real fast. But those are the three off the top of my head right now that I would want to have. Even if it is in just scroll form. Guardian, guards and wards, no. Guidance, no. Where? I thought it was here. What the heck? Is it a... Oh, here it is. Glyph of Warding. I wish that I could show you this. But it is a 3rd level abjuration spell.
Oh, I see it. So you said Misty Step.
Misty Step, Fly, and Glyph.
Those are both within the uncommon range, so 334 gold for Misty Step, 220 for Fly, 358 for Warding.
That is quite pricey.
Yep, spell scrolls are expensive.
Well, I can at least take Fly for right now, which that'll be fine. Because on top of the other expenses,
Yeah.
I'm already at 54 for everything else. So let me do some math here. How much did you say Fly was? 220?
220.
220 plus 54. Alright, so that puts me at 274. Minus.
Group will pay 70. We'll give you 75 to help chip in.
That won't be necessary, Greek. Most of this was personal expense.
He still shoves the 75, whether you like it or not, towards you.
74. Subtracting the 75 from that. Well, actually, no, I should add 75 to that. 496 plus 75 equal... That didn't... Math is hard. Or at least typing it into the calculator is hard. So that puts me at 571. So that's Jane's painkiller, which... How much is actually in that bottle? If I may ask.
30 days worth.
Ooh, nice. That's going in the trench coat.
Yeah.
As well as the Scroll of Fly. And then the camping supplies and extra rations, which that should be enough to get us through our journey. Those will be in like a separate bag.
Yeah.
And then the ammo, that'll go back into things as well. Alright. Garuk, can you think of anything else that we may or may not need?
I was going to ask if they have parts.
What kind of parts?
Monster parts. Basically organs,
Why?
limbs, things that he would need.
Need for what?
For medicine and making armor.
Mm-hmm.
People don't really.
Is what he needs.
There's a.
Huh?
That's not necessarily a very well carried thing.
Yeah, like even in most shops, we might need to go black market if we need to find something like that.
As far as any sort of monster parts, it's mostly just gonna be like spell catalyst.
Mm.
Because most of the world doesn't utilize the same method of crafting that you do. You are effectively the Untamed Wilds is effectively living in pseudo prehistoric time.
Including in dinosaur.
Yeah, you're living in dino times.
He heard big city they could have supply. He heard supplies, so he's thinking, oh, they might have what I need instead of me having to constantly go out and kill.
Yeah,
Right.
which Beatrice is doing the I don't think we can find what you need, Garuk. At least not here. Do you know someone who is dealing in parts? I do realize that this might be an odd question to ask.
Aquasac, Trojan's eye, a backplate of a gizzerlin. Wouldn't mind getting my hands on the fang of a raga beast, but I'd have to kill that. Not to mention get my hands on a flamer beast beamer, but that's for a sword.
For gore, there's another thing that I forgot to do.
For gore.
Oh. That is right.
That might be.
Considering that we are just bringing this up in front of shopkeepers.
What are you thinking of?
Well, it's a case of we're talking.
You and I are different things. I might have to call it soon.
Yeah, if we cannot get monster parts at least here, I do at least want to try and get the ammo, and then we can call it. Which, considering Dan's is like just down the street, from what I understand.
Yeah, and then it's just gonna be 20 gold, or what is it, gold to get 20. So for a gun, it's gonna be 10 gold to get 30.
How about a box of 100?
Alright.
I mean, considering what we may or may not be dealing with, the more ammo she has, the better off she'll be.
Yeah.
So, a box of 100.
Hundo.
And if
So, I'm
I mean, um, if we just want to use the bolt and arrow rolls, then it would just be 5 gold. But that's completely up to you.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Alright.
I'm just trying to find a. Yeah. Interesting. What are you? What am you? That's actually really cool. So, and then let's go back to it for the place real quick. And that's 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Now there's roll these 6 to see. Oh, that's interesting.
What?
Something.
Lovely. Interesting.
What?
And
We'll find out sooner or later.
Yep.
If anything, that might be our cliffhanger.
We've also heard of this in the bird forest.
Bigman.
Okay.
A gargantuan awakened plant.
Ah.
The bird forest.
The lady got angry.
Not angry, more like I can get parts.
Again, the land got angry.
Yeah, the land got angry.
Well, the land got angry.
Oddly fitting that a gargantuan awakened plant is erupting from the ground, or is going around in a burnt forest. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yep. But with the ammo contained in the bag with the rest of the camping supplies, because she certainly cannot fit it in the coats.
Yeah. So one thing that I'm doing for at least for Daruk's sake is rolling for megafauna. for rumors of megafauna.
Ooh, plant monster! Yay, let's go.
If I roll above a 10, there are talks about it, and then I'll decide. I'll roll on a chart of whichever one. But yeah, that will be where we end up. We'll finish off doing the shopping next session in 2 weeks, hopefully.
So,
Yeah,
just for people, that would be the 25th.
Yes. Again, I'm a little worn down today after today and the past 2 nights of not getting proper sleep.
Understandable.
Excuse me.
So, with all that being said, this has been Nova with my friends May, Dungeon Brewer, Gellos, and Rose. Catch you in the next video. Be sure to do all those
Night,
lovely
fuckers!
things. Sorry, can you please?
Make sure to like, comment,
Anyway,
subscribe, follow,
be sure to
ring
go
that notification bell.
Do all that good stuff.
See you guys next time.